Hi everyone, this is Ervin from ESCBubble, and I'm joined by Kurt Anthony, one of the semi-finalists in Malta. Kurt, lovely to meet you. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. A bit busy right now, like all the other contestants, but everything is just perfect.
I'm
Hope you are
guessing,
fine,
yeah,
and hope also that the followers of your website are fine too.
thank you very much. I'm guessing you have a lot of interviews, a lot of rehearsals, a lot going
Yeah,
on. How are you coping with all of that?
I'm coping. The thing is, I'm seeing the difference between when I was in the finals of San Marino and
Hmm.
the Malta because it's something positive about Malta that you have more exposure. We have a lot of interviews, we have a lot
Hmm.
of interest because our songs are released prior to the finals, to the
Yeah,
final shows. In San Marino, there's a semi-final, then you perform the song in the finals if you make it to the finals. So the viewers and the fans don't know anything about the song.
yeah,
So we don't have that much exposure. You just
mm,
perform in the finals, then if you win, you win. If you
yeah,
don't, you just release the song on Spotify. But Malta selection is different. It's tougher in a way that you have to cope with a lot and bear with a lot of deadlines and stuff. The stage is bigger as well, so we have to plan ahead, even stage direction, artistic
hmm,
direction. But it's wonderful. It's how it should be, I guess. I'm very
yeah.
proud to be in selection this year.
And I'm guessing in Malta you also have to think about some other things as well, which you didn't have to think about so much in San Marino, like the backdrop, the entire stage
Everything,
performance, how it's going to
everything.
look like. Yeah.
Like when I was in the finals of San Marino, it was my first Eurovision experience
Hmm.
because I was living in Italy back then. That's why I did San Marino, so it was
Okay.
close.
Yeah.
You pass to the finals, and the artistic director of San Marino, who's won, just does the staging. You like it or not, that's the way it is.
Mm.
You might tweak and change, you might tweak and change some things, but there's not that much possibility of portraying really what you want to portray.
Mhm.
I'm not saying anything against San Marino because they
Yeah.
love me a lot. They love me a lot. I mean, they told me we're gonna miss you this year. But obviously, I'm Maltese, and
Mhm.
I think it was my time to submit a song in Malta because everyone, all my followers here in Malta, used to ask me, "We want to see you in
Mhm.
Malta perform." Like I think this year I made it to the toughest Eurovision selection in Malta there has ever been, though.
I kind of agree with that. Yes.
Yeah. But that's nice. It makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
Makes it more interesting.
Tell me more about your song and like what's the message behind it? Your song is like one of the few that's entirely in Maltese. So if you can
Yeah.
tell me like what Miegħek Biss means
Yes.
to you and what you want to portray with it.
Obviously. So actually, there are four entirely Maltese. There's me, there's Cantera, Dario Bezzina, Fit Mooney, and Adria Twins.
Mm.
Practically my song, to be honest, at first, I think Italian viewers, even Italian Eurovision fans are saying, is this song in Italian? Is he Italian? Because it has an Italian touch to it.
Mhm.
And I tell you why. One of the writers of my song is Enrico Palmosi, who's in the finals of Sanremo this year, and he won Sanremo back in 2014 with Emma Marron as well.
Mhm.
So the production and the composition was done by someone who, like stands out in Italian music.
Yeah.
Our song was in Italian at first, and there was
Okay.
because we just wrote a song with this Enrico Palmosi, me, Gilbert, and Tamid, and we're gonna just use it for maybe San Marino or a place in Italy, a contest in Italy. But then, when I saw the submission phase in Malta, like I was in Malta at the time, I was saying, okay, I want to submit this song. I want to submit this song. We tried to change it to English, but funnily enough, Maltese and Italians are very similar
Yeah.
when it comes to articulation and phrasing and stuff. And in English, the song couldn't stand. And that time of our submission, there was the young, talented guy Ramirez who did a very good job, top 5 result in the Junior Eurovision
Mhm.
Song Contest with an all Maltese song.
Yeah.
And when we came up with this Maltese song, then I said, okay, I'm going to just give it a try. And I was proud that I made it to the finals of the selection, because I think my song and 3, maybe 4 other songs were the only songs which weren't in the Malta Eurovision camp. There has been a
Mhm.
camp
Yeah.
where a lot of. I wasn't part of that camp. I didn't apply to it because I was in Italy back then, in April or May. And so my song for the judges was good enough to make it with all those beautiful songs. So, I have a Sanremo kind of song. Everyone is telling me that they imagined the song in Sanremo. Maybe my song is not the kind of song that the young generation are gonna listen to right now from the recordings, I'm saying, from the songs, because there are other songs who might appeal to a younger generation.
Mhm.
But I believe that my song, in the life, it can change everything because it's a song which has to be performed and where the emotions have to be transmitted even live.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm having good reviews about it, some mixed reactions, and it's understandable because I mean, Eurovision fans are not entirely used to having Maltese songs, all Maltese songs. So it's something new. It's a new trend for Malta, and they understand that. But if they understand the message of my song, I'm sure that they would really appreciate it. You know, because if you want, I'll go ahead with the message of my song.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I speak a lot. I'm a talkative guy. Miegħek Biss is a real life story of love where you find your soulmate, and even though, for example, I live it, I go through a long distance relationship, so it's a true life story for me.
Okay.
The song, it says that even though we're far, you give me energy, you give me life, and I want to love you forever because even though we're far, I want to fight for this relationship. That's what Miegħek Biss. It means only with you. Solo con te in Italiano. So it's a very intimate song for me, and it's really, it was written as a love story, a very genuine love story. I'm gonna sing my heart out, that's for sure. Because the lyrics, if I can translate them and if I can translate them to you, you would tell me, okay, I get your point. You need to connect with that audience with your song.
Yeah. And tell me, like, what can we expect from your stage performance?
Okay.
Are you gonna have anyone join you or?
Okay, what I can say, I can because I posted some stories already. I'm gonna have a gospel choir with me.
Okay, nice.
I love choirs. Like last year, I had a song in San Marino in the finals, which was written by two authors who are in the finals of Serbia, I think, this year.
Okay.
Udo Mekels, and I forgot the other name. I got Andreas Bjorkman. They're not new to Eurovision. They do a lot of selections, and it was a gospel song, but not in Maltese. It's called Reading Underwater, and it's a song that, even though it didn't win San Marino, brought me a lot of success. But this year, I went on to that style, but in Maltese. If you listen to my song, it has a very gospel feel to it, especially in the end, in the climax. So no, and the most beautiful thing about it, I'm very excited. They will be singing live. They will be part of the act.
Nice.
You know, like it's gonna be an interesting performance. That's for sure. It's gonna be real. It's not going to be dramatic, over dramatic, or it's not going to be too much for the viewers, but it's going to be just moderate so that the people get the message of the song.
Yeah. And lastly, like, what would it mean to you to actually win Malta Eurovision and to go on to represent your country?
No, I'm going to be honest. I want to win the Malta Eurovision one day, and I will, because I'm a determined artist. I'm very determined. But to be honest, this is my debut in the final shows of the Malta Eurovision. So I'm not looking at the price, you know. I'm looking at the exposure I'm having, like even with fans like you and people like you, even in Malta. Even though in Malta I was already known because I did X Factor and a lot of stuff before, so they know who I am. Yeah. But with an original song, the people can connect even further with you, you know. So it's very important to be part of these shows. Yeah. To be honest, this year it's very tough. There are a lot of good songs, good styles, good singers. I think we're 24 of the best singers we have more this year. We're all so good, and it's a nice thing because it's unpredictable. But I do have a lot of favorite songs from these years. I'm very honest. I'm very, you know, like objective. But the most important thing is you go out there and give a great performance, because the result, people forget it. They forget the result, but the people will never forget a great performance.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's something I've learned throughout my career.
Well, thank you very much, Kurt, for your time.
Thank you.
And it was lovely to talk to you. I wish you the very best of luck in Malta Eurovision, and who knows, we might see you in Switzerland.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have this interview with you, Guy.